Hello everyone, it's Charles Finch, the greatest villain expert. Well, yeah. So, here it is. Villain number 27. He hates insects. And most likely, bees. And he's a lawyer. An overweight lawyer. This is Layton T. Montgomery. Right. Now this guy is from the B movie, and this is one of the most another one of the most bombastic villains I've seen in a very long time. So he was in court to expose Barry's species to make sure that they're the enemies of trying to kill everyone when they sting people. Well, they're just ordinary bees. They never meant any harm. But anyway, Layton T. Montgomery is the main antagonist of DreamWorks' 15th animated feature film, Bee Movie. He is an overweight lawyer who hates insects, namely bees, most likely a talking bee named Barry B. Benson, the protagonist of the film. When Barry learns that the humans have been stealing and eating his fellow bees' honey for centuries, and the bees have been mistreated, mostly by the use of bee smokes, by beekeepers working for companies that are selling their honey, they resolves to sue the entire human race, mostly the CEOs of the companies who have been selling the honey, and put an end to the exploitation of all bees around the world. He is aided with the help of his best friend, Adam Flayman, and their new human friend, Vanessa Bloom, who is a florist and a bee enthusiast herself. When the day of the trial came, the CEOs of the honey companies hired the best defense attorney, who was none other than Layton himself. For his opening statement, Layton mocks the idea of talking bees in the court, which indicated by an angry Barry to speak on the behalf of the bees, saying that it would be crazy for the humans just to take the honey away from the bees just because they are the little guys. As the trial commences, Barry calls in each of the CEOs and several celebrities such as Sting and Ray Liotta as witnesses to the stand, where he provides useful evidence against them, such as the exploitation of bears for their imagining products due to their taste for the honey, to undermine their case, much to Layton's anger and disappointment. The next day, Layton is reading a book regarding to the behaviour of bees, as he plans to weaken Barry's case so that he can file for dismissal. Calling Barry to the stand, Layton questions him about his friendship with Vanessa before calling him an illegitimate bee, because of conflicting statements regarding to Barry having parents who are already in the court, and the queen bee giving birth to all new members of the hive. As Layton continues denouncing the bees, this finally results in an infurious Adam to fly up and prepare to sting Layton in retaliation. However, Barry soon notices Layton and his clients winking their eyes at each other, realizing that Layton is deliberately planning to get himself stung in order to gain sympathy from the jury. Barry attempts to warn Adam to stop, but he is too late, and after Adam passes out after striking Layton in the butt, Layton starts to yell out in pain in a more exaggerated behaviour. Before passing out, this puts the bee's credibility in risk, which may result of a chance of dismissal of the case per Layton's motion and let the humans continue their exploitation of bees. However, taking one last trick up his sleeve, Barry learns of a possibility of presenting a bee smoker to the court as proof of the humans' mistreatment of the bees. After having Adam to stall the court for minutes, Barry and Vanessa finally arrive with a bee smoker. Layton scoffs at this by trying to explain that the device can actually hurt them, but it wasn't the case when he accidentally used the bee smoker to several bees in the courtroom, much to the horror of everyone, including the jury. Realizing what has happened, Layton smiles nervously, seeing that his case is now sunk. With their case now proven, the bees finally win the trial. Much to everyone's delight, and the companies are forced to release all bees and return their honey to them. However, Layton angrily warns Barry that this event will result a bad shift in the balance of nature and that he'll regret this. Layton and his clients then walk away from the court in defeat, upset that they have lost the trial and that they can no longer exploit the bees' honey for their own purposes. So Vanessa reminds Barry that if Barry does this, if the companies take back the honey for the hive, then the flowers will die when the last leaf falls. So, Barry soon learns of what exactly Layton has to be implying. The massive stockpile of honey has put every bee out of a job, and without any more pollination of flowers around the world will die. To resolve this, Barry uses Vanessa's healthy flowers to repollinate the flowers around the world. As such, the humans and bees are now living together in peace, and the humans are allowed to sell their honey as long as it is bee approved. Bee approved. Bee approved. Bee puns. And that's it. And this is what Layton said. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my grandmother was a simple woman, born in a farmyard. She believed it was the man's divine right to benefit from the country of nature God put before us. If we were to live the topsy-turvy world Mr. Benson imagines, just think of what it would mean. Maybe I would have to negotiate with the sick worm of the elastic in my britches. Talking bee, how could we know that this isn't some sort of holographic motion picture? Capture Hollywood wizardry, they could be using laser beams, robotics, ventriloquism, cloning. For all we know, he could be on steroids.